Hope you could work it out.
Photo now.
2 years after the bushfires, the situation for koalas is not the same. It's actually worse. So before the bushfires, koalas were already heavily threatened. And during the catastrophic bushfires, thousands perished and were displaced.
The most memorable was Ember. She was hunkered down, trying to defend herself from the fires, but fortunately a member of the public found her. It took a long process, it was slow, but she was good enough in the end to be able to release her back into the wild, and she's doing really well. She's now got a baby of her own.
Just because the bushfires have been less severe in the past 2 years, that doesn't mean that threats for koalas are gone.
Gulliver was a koala joey that came in during the floods at the end of February this year. He was found on the ground, really wet, calling out for his mother. We couldn't find her, so he had to come back here and be assessed. And so with climate change, more and more of these extreme weather events are occurring.
Since the bushfires, a New South Wales parliamentary inquiry found that New South Wales koalas are predicted to go extinct by 2050, which just highlights how much they are struggling and how much they need our protection. IFO put in a joint nomination for koala to be uplisted from vulnerable to endangered in New South Wales, Queensland and the ACT. This nomination and this uplisting happened a few months ago in February, and we are hoping that by this the protection of the koala will improve.
The first and most significant part of the program is to care for their habitat, and especially when bushfires can ravage our country.
He must be, I'm not sure what he weighs, is that 7.5 kilos?
The key core threats to koalas are habitat loss and climate change, and that continues to happen. So even though the koalas were uplisted to endangered a couple of months ago, if we don't address those core key threats, we are in real risk of losing them.
Increased urbanisation, chopping down all their trees, extreme weather events, they all contribute to loss of habitat, increased stress on the koalas. They're more susceptible to disease. They're also more likely to come into contact with dogs, so there are more dog attacks and hit by car.
I am optimistic about the future of koalas in Australia, but we all need to do our part. We need to help plant trees, we need to have better protection for the species and their habitat, because koalas are such an iconic Australian animal that a future without them is just absolutely unthinkable.